Hello, everybody. Let's see. Do we have? Yeah, I guess we're live here. Um, I am not going to be doing music tonight. Today, I got a bad toothache, and it just keeps getting worse. So, anyway, took Advil a little while ago, waiting for the pain to go down. But I got an early dentist appointment tomorrow. So I just figured I would come online and shoot the breeze with y'all for a few minutes. And let's see. Isaiah's here. Hey, how you doing? All right, Blackjack and Don and Ashar. Cool. Yeah, so I figure if you guys wanted to do some questions, we can do that for a little bit. I also, it's funny, you really can't tell, but I changed the setup a little bit. The camera's a little closer. And I kind of just changed the shape of everything, got this whole setup closer together. Anyway, so you really can't see this keyboard at all. And, but you can see Christine. Yeah, you can see her keyboard, and that's an important thing. And hopefully we'll be able to see Lionel, too, when he comes and joins us. And let's see. Nope, Bix isn't here. So anyway, let's see. Really, Blackjack has a toothache, too? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's like way up here, back tooth. And turn the mic. Let's see. Oh, you want to turn the mic up. Is that what you mean? Okay, cool. Let's see real quick. I just got to do Joe Bruno's live, yeah. Let's see here real quick. I got to that's off. I got to turn these off. Don't want to make any noise. I'm going to put try to put the feed in front of me here. Let's see, what else am I going to do? There, how's that? Now I can, now my head's up instead of you staring at this bald spot. And I will also go to YouTube on this thing. Okay, cool. All right, now I can see everybody. Blackjack calling the dentist in the morning. Yeah, fortunately, Christine teaches piano lessons to a young lady. You know, she's, I guess, 13 or 14. And they live right down the street. We see them almost every day walking their dogs. And mom and dad, or dad's a dentist. So, very good dentist. And so, when am I going to Nashville? All right, I'm going to Nashville Monday, as far as I know. So, thank God I'm not in Nashville right now. I mean, oh my God, I mean, to be in Nashville where, you know, you're not home and, you know, you've got this, you know, throbbing pain and you have to drive 800 miles to get home. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, but yeah, so Nashville is potentially Monday. We'll see. The motorhome wasn't ready. Supposedly it won't be ready until Friday, which is why I'm going Monday. And actually talking to somebody about maybe buying it. So who knows? Maybe I'll, instead of taking it to Florida, I'll take it up to Pennsylvania instead. You never know, right? Anything can happen. Saw Dovydas announce we were going to play live the 10th. The weirdest, I was in a really a predicament. The lady who owns this this restaurant club, we've been friends for 10, 12 years, and Dovydas played her first anniversary, second anniversary, third anniversary, and fifth anniversary. But I'm sorry, first anniversary, second anniversary, and fourth anniversary. I put another band together. I had another band to play the third because Dovydas was somewhere else. And anyway, but she said, well, I don't know, because she likes Sweet Home Alabama and stuff like that, my girl. And so but she never got back to me, as far as I kept asking, texting, I need a response, I need a confirmation, because we could have been advertising this a week ago. So anyway, then Dovydas called me and I said, I still haven't got a confirm yet. And he went, oh my God, I just put a thing on Instagram, So everything's good. And this is a really neat place. It's outdoors. We will be set up outdoors. Temperature, according to Google, will be 79 degrees as a high that day. So it'll probably be about 73, 74 when we start playing. Sunny. And we'll start at 7 and go until 10. And cool place. It's like this front yard. It used to be a gas station, and she turned it into a restaurant. You open up the doors, and it's a big open-air restaurant. It's really cool. And Christine gave this lady's kids piano lessons maybe 7 years ago. That's when she stopped, and then the restaurant started. So, it's called Mandeville Beer Garden, and Rebecca had gotten divorced, invested all of her divorce money. She said, I want to have a beer garden. And she just happened, she literally put everything she had into this place, paid cash for it, and built it. It's now worth probably 10 times that, and it returns her money 2 or 3 times a year now. So, except for COVID. Of course, COVID COVID screwed it up for everybody. So, so Dovydas, Sammy, and I will be playing, and Dovydas is going to get dressed up. He's going to be wearing his, wild clothes. I'll be wearing, who knows, I'll probably be in my red suit maybe. And Sammy will be whatever, but, and we hope that there will be quite a few people from out of town, because, spring break will be over, and let's see, spring break 2021 dates. Dates, there it is. March 29th to April 2nd. What? Okay. College spring break. Anyway, it typically goes until Easter. Easter is next Sunday, and we're playing there after Easter, and so that's what's going to happen. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Not looking forward to the fact that this will be the first gig without Allen. The Cigar Box gig, Allen never played Cigar Box bands, but this will be the first regular Dovydas gig without Allen, so it'll be pretty sad. I was watching the video that I put on a month or so ago of the song Smile. And yeah, I watched the whole thing because it has really nice sound. And then we get to the end, and I'm listening to me babbling, and all of a sudden it just goes into the tribute to Allen at the end. And whew, real tearjerker, you know. Anyway, yeah, so we got to get through this. Pop and Christine are all not sanitized, vaccinated. And I've got my first shot. So far, so good. And this is also for all of you people that are saying, well, it's not, it never went through enough trials. Well, the CDC is literally, this is a trial. And like Christine didn't feel well, and she and they tell you to sign up for this vaccine, this questionnaire, and it sends you a text every day. How do you feel? Blah blah blah. So, Christine was feeling a little weird. She put it there and said, expect a call from the CDC in the next few days. Wow, that's cool. Now, see, that's what you call a trial. And world's fastest trial. I mean, they did the first trials in 3 months, I guess, 2 or 3 months, and now the big trial. Yeah, you got 200 million people taking it. You'll have results from, negative results, whatever, of different, what do you call them, side effects. Affects everyone differently because we're all different, except the fact that it fights off the antibodies, so that's good. And but it ain't over yet, Rita is in the house. All right, hi Rita. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just telling everyone that I'm not going on tonight. I'm just sitting here talking, shooting the beans with you guys. I don't know. I took 2 Advil. They were like Advil number 7 and 8 or 6 and 7. You're only supposed to take 6. I still have at least one more time today, so I'll be over the recommended minimum, but it's all right, just until the morning. And yeah, because these toothaches are just bad. So, Joe, are you play It's Dovydas with Dovydas? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, good. And let's see, Billy, the kid's in the house. Okay. Oh, wow, we got a lot of people here. Now, just thinking, so like I said, I just took these Advil at 9 o'clock, and it usually takes, for some odd reason, an hour and a half, and then the pain just goes. And so the pain's starting to get a little smaller here. So maybe if you all would like, thank you, prayers all around, Rita. If y'all would like, maybe we can, let's see, we can have our Get Happy Hour on, we're going to have that on Saturday. Good night, Violet Witch. But yeah, so we'll have our Get Happy Hour Saturday. Okay, I want y'all to please, put that in your calendar. I want to see more than 5 or 6 or 7 people. It'd be really nice to see this big, 20 people, 30 people, this big crowd on Discord. And let's see, 3 a.m. next dose due. Yeah, according to the directions, they said 4 to 6 hours, not to exceed 6 per day. But it lasts at 1:30, it'll be back in full force, and then I just gotta I don't know. Rita, is heat or ice better? Because I've been doing ice, and that's kind of, I don't know, it spreads it out, but Even the CDC, it has not been isolated. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this thing, Joe thinks, because, you know, so far I've watched the four doctors do their CNN thing, and we've watched it like twice, just listening real close to what they're saying about, you know, everything. And during the last year, we've watched stuff happening, and we're thinking, you know, it's like these people can't say anything, but if they do, they'll get fired, and if they get fired, we'll be in deep doo-doo. And when this guy, this certain person I won't name, cut off $500 million in funding from the World Health Organization at the time where they needed 10 times that, you know, we were their biggest funder, and killed a lot of people around the world because of that, and a lot of bad stuff. But anyway, yeah, just watching all this, it's amazing. But I've kind of drawn my own conclusion. Yeah, the vaccines work because all these companies work together. I mean, there were some of the top researchers in California put up all of their research on the internet in March of last year for anyone in the world to use. You know, it was wide open because, you know, this is going to be bad, they said, and we have to share. This can't be competitive, and they all work together. So being analytical as I am, they started talking about, you know, I mean, I've been reading about this virus since it came out in last January, and when I was in Memphis, I knew about it, and I was, you know, being careful when we were in Memphis at the end of January. And yeah, we're being just, you know, so we come up with these conclusions, you know, by examining the research from people in the field of epidemiology. You know, they're not somebody's friend, a guy I know, this guy that somebody knows, a gynecologist, a dentist. No, these are epidemiologists, not just any. There's tens of thousands of them, just the ones that are on the top, the ones that are like the Einsteins of epidemiology. So those are the guys that I get the research from. And so I listen to them. And, you know, a lot of people listen to the guy that somebody knows that this, oh, yeah, like hydroxychloroquine, I guarantee you somebody was getting $1 a shot, $1 a dose, guaranteed. He was pushing that thing like, you know, like it was a penny stock, right? So anyway, but what was I getting at? Oh, yeah, so the Johnson & Johnson one dose, higher temperature, you know, that I have a feeling will end up being the big winner because of these variants, the new viruses that keep coming, variations. This is an animal to human born thing, and there's so many thousand viruses per cubic foot, which I never knew about, and we can fight them all, you know. So, because, you know, they're not a threat to us, but one, just one. It was like God put this here, that came over from animals, and was you know, able to be spread, and so there's no rules. It wrote its own rules. It, as Fauci said. Worst case scenario, a virus that can get people sick and can spread without getting people sick. That's the worst case scenario. And so again, you know, no symptoms and it's spreading, you know. So, so I think what's going to happen is there's going to be boosters until who knows when, and eventually it'll become a competition between companies. Our booster's better than your booster, and you know, ours has, you know, but yeah, so the big pharma will eventually start making big bucks off of this, and who knows, maybe they'll just say, okay, forget it, let's just cure cancer, we'll cure all the other stuff, since we don't have to make money on it anymore. Let's see. So Fauci's the highest paid governor, $416 a year. Yeah. There's a guy that runs a local community theater. He gets $300,000 a year plus. He writes the shows that they calls them cabarets. 5 of them. They built 5 cabarets in 1 theater, and he makes $2,500 per week per cabaret. Right? And he's just a theater executive director for a nonprofit. Yeah. All right. Got to kind of scale things. With what Fauci does, he should add like 2 zeros to that, you know, and he looks good for 80. He really does. And unfortunately, the guy's got to have someone with him now forever. Everyone does. Jeez, the Secret Service is going to be bigger than the Army soon. Anyway, yeah, it's really amazing. See, like I read that $416 per year. There's so many people on the beach. Average person in New York City that rents an apartment on their own, does not have a roommate, makes $120, $125 a year. You know, then they pay taxes. You know, the highest regarded epidemiologist on the planet, the biggest pandemic, is only making that much. So, yeah. Please use ice cold water in your mouth. Hovering. Thank you. Blackjack, I'm going to get it right now. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. I'm getting ice cold water. Hopefully this isn't, I just realized the room mic is off. Hopefully this is not temperature sensitive. Nope, not temperature sensitive. Thank you. All right. Wow, oh man, I feel a lot better. Thank you so much. Holly's Hobby House. Wow, where's Holly's Hobby House? What kind of hobbies? Is that like dollhouse, dolls, trains, toys? Are you still wearing a mask? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I wear the mask just in case until they have absolute proof that there's no way to spread this once you've had your shots. I mean, I had 1 shot. But yeah, I'm still wearing a mask. Pop's wearing his mask. Christine's wearing her mask. And because we give a damn, you know. I mean, the cool thing about the United States is we have the inalienable right not to give a shit about anybody. And that's what makes America great. And it's really weird. It is. It really is. We can be bad people. We can be terrible. Yet we still have rights. And so I choose to give a shit about people. I really do. You know, and even though I don't have to, it's my right to care, you know, and so that's why I wear a mask. And I did a video last year where I tried to blow out a flame on a candle with a mask on from 6 inches away, and I couldn't. Yet when I put the candle out here and I went, it blew out without the mask. So technically, yeah, the mask does affect something, but it's not 100% foolproof, you know? So, yeah, check out for that video. It was about maybe in March or April last year. because I just got tired of hearing, oh, the mask doesn't work at all. It's like, sure it does. Like the reason why Fauci and them were saying that the mask didn't work was because they didn't want everybody to, go and get all the masks. I mean, I ordered a mask at the end of January. Ordered N95s and with filters and everything, and the fancy ones, they were $39 a piece. And it was supposedly on its way. It never got here. We paid for them. A bank turned, we went to Bank of America. They gave us our money back. But then we find out that the masks were being commandeered in China. So, that was, but yeah, they didn't have enough masks. And also, the tests, the only swabs that were in production were made from cotton, and there was not enough cotton in the United States in April to make enough swabs to do those tests. The thing they stick up your nose there, they didn't have enough cotton. Something that simple. There was a lot of, and this was me doing my own research, and I even personally contacted a company that makes machines that could make cotton swabs. And I could have bought a machine. I could have bought 3 of them, and they would have been on their way within a week. And I mean, with this, we're talking the day where somebody was talking about they didn't have enough components to make the test kits. And that's where I thought of the cotton swabs. And then, lo and behold, I read this that the FDA approved a synthetic synthetic swab that didn't have to be made of cotton, and the FDA approved it in 21 days. The FDA takes 10 years to approve stuff. They approved it in such a little amount of time. So yeah, they were really humping it, trying to get all this stuff together. We weren't ready for this, and so it wasn't any one person's fault. Yeah, the thing is, we weren't ready, and the buck falls on everybody. There's all these different organizations and people, and the way we feel about the government. It's not the whole government, just some people. Some people in the government, they didn't care. It's their right. They just do what their job description says they have to do, and that's it, not a thing more. You're in line, someone says, well, I'm supposed to see 100 people a day, and you're number 102, and there's 20 minutes left. And they've already seen enough people, and they shut the door early. That type of thing. Those type of people, they follow the book. Yeah. They don't just work for the government. They work for they're out there. Work for the phone company too, and the cable company, and I don't know. Anyway, but there are those people that go out of their way to make things better for all of us, and I can see quite a few people here that are like that. How the world will balance itself out. It always does. It's really weird. And human race is resilient. And it really is, and as a species, we are very resilient. So you can just look back, and the age of awakening, read about it. Okay, there's not just one, there's several. There was a industrial age in China. I believe it was in 1100. And then there was an industrial age in Italy. Who knew, right? Italy had an industrial age. America had its industrial age. But the real growth was not mass production. The real growth was the 50s, after the World War II, when the U.S. was leading the world in ideas and so on. and everyone else was copying. And I don't know, somewhere along the way, innovation disappeared, got replaced by consumerism. And all the manufacturing went overseas, and of course, with that, so did the innovation. So yeah, now the world is very competitive, and what really, really excites me though is that I think, from seeing it myself, I really think that the with the exception of sugar, one of the most addictive things to the human race is greed. And not everybody's got it. Most of the world doesn't experience it because they don't have it as good as we do here. But if you introduce debt, so follows greed. Think about it, okay? And because when people realize that, they go into debt, all I have to do is just borrow this, and then I get that, and then I can have this, and I never had this before. My parents didn't have it, but I can have it. I can afford this. And yeah, U.S. invented that. Well, I think maybe Germany did, but the U.S. got really good at it, and our whole entire economy is built on debt. And yeah, so dream about it all you want. Think about all the different possibilities. Now, there's some interesting conspiracy theories there that have to do with reality. And yeah, people get into debt. So I don't, okay, Ashar, I don't do things or job to make money. Yeah, you do things, Ashar, because you want to get better at what you do. And you must understand this one thing. When this becomes your reality, money, and this is something that I heard and accepted as a fact, money is the direct representative of your contribution to people or society. That's simple, right? So that's it. If you make a great contribution to society, there should be money. Should be, definitely. I just know that, like, at $416K a year, Fauci's going to write a book. And it will be a multi-million seller. And he will make tenfold, 20-fold what he got paid. But yeah, so money directly represents your contribution, and that's how it's supposed to be in theory. In reality, that's what money's supposed to be. Easy money came with FedEx, and so it used to be if you wanted to make $1 million, create $10 million worth of products, create 1,000 jobs, put 1,000 people to work, you got the factory, you got some debt to cover the overhead, the building of the factory, and when all said and done, you got $1 million profit in the bank account. It used to be that simple. And in the 80s, with FedEx and faxes, 70s, and then the internet in the 90s, I could have an idea, have video conference with somebody. We could fax letters of agreement and then FedEx our signature. Tomorrow, I get $1 million. So that was innovation that made that happen. And music is loaded with innovation. So yeah, music is a huge innovation. Is like when we play, like the other day, you heard Sammy and I play with Jay Santi, right? Johnny Santiago. We didn't know those songs. He wrote them, he published them, and he recorded them. He sent them to us. We didn't listen to them. Not because we didn't want it, it was just we know how to do the other thing. So he just starts playing. Sammy comes up with the drum beat. I listen. I interact with Sammy. I listen, look at his hands where they are on the guitar, trying to figure out the chords, and use my ear. And I come up with a bass line, more than just playing the note, a whole bass line that fits with what Sammy's doing. And here's this guy who recorded his own stuff himself, who's got this really good bass player and a good drummer playing with him, sounding probably better than his recordings. And we'd never played the songs before. Okay, that's innovation. Innovation. You apply. This is coming from me, and you can write this down. From my lips to God's ears, something like that. Innovation. You take information, knowledge, and your skill, whatever it may be. You take resources, which is what you hear, what you see, how you feel, what you ate, everything. And then you take action, and you involve a risk. The risk is we live streamed it. That's risk. We're not just jamming. We're live streaming. We're putting on a show. So, yeah, that's it. Simple. Nothing. That's innovation. It's not an idea. Innovation is taking action with risk on an idea, and then what you get out of it is you get paid. But again, the risk takers in the last year have been everyone in the medical field, knowing exactly what they were getting into. The risk takers were the people who, and this is what makes America great, the people who proudly go out and not wear masks, exercising their right, their inalienable right. That's in the Constitution. You know, they're exercising their rights. You know, they're taking risks, and yeah, they're innovators too. You know, Allen was one of them. You know, so anyway, that's not why I got. I want to talk about music. You know, so yeah. So again, I had worked with. Years ago in the 80s, 90s, I took a job as a penny stock broker. I didn't know what a penny stock was. I said, oh, low price stock, great. No, they were promoters promote the penny stocks. I worked with a company that promoted them, and we would smile and dial, they called it, get on the phone, the boiler room. I was in a boiler room. And I left that and went to the higher price stocks, and same thing, boiler room. All they did was take the penny stocks and reverse split them, and now instead of being 25 cents, it was $5. Well, that's because they did 20 for one reverse split, and it goes from 25 to $5. Still the same BS, same story. It's a promoter special. The stock promoter would come into the office and get us all pumped up, and they, oh, you got to push this thing. It's going to go to the moon. Get your clients in. We would. They all lost. Everyone lost money except for the people who were promoting it. They always made money. And in 1993, I met a guy named Steve Bannon. Just, I think, saw him 1, 2 or 3 times, I guess. We went out once. Who knew that 24 years later, he'd be the campaign manager for the next president of the United States? Who knew? You know, and yeah, he didn't believe in the Constitution. He thought it was a bunch of crap, you know, and at least that's the way he did back then. And I mean, if you watch him now on his radio show or on the internet, I don't know what he believes, but anyway, yeah, he was a stock promoter. He used to pump and dump. And another guy he worked with, that was the manager of the office I was in, got him, you know, he helped him. He helps him. Got arrested with him last year in that wall deal. So, yeah, this is, those are the kind of people that are getting us all amped up with BS, and it's on both sides. Again, they just represent the right. Same people are doing the same thing to the left, and I used to hear about this Antifa, and Antifa sounds pretty like a pretty bad name, Antifa. Ooh, they sound like something I want to stay away from. So I looked it up. Right? Who knows what Antifa means? I'm just saying, not that I don't like the organization personally as an organization goes, but what does it mean? Anyone know? I'm waiting for a response. Okay, stickers are $10. Antifa, anti-fascist. Thank you. Billy the Kid, yes. All right, so who would not like an anti-fascist organization? Fascists, right? Of course. But I think it's so wrong and unethical to ship in people to go and protest, out of their district, out of their area. That's wrong. Doesn't matter whose side you're on. It is wrong. That is so wrong. And they were doing that last year. How dare them? During those riots. It was terrible. They were just trying to, fuel things up, right? Well, we know there's a problem, and our race will work it out. Our society will work it out because we've changed, we've evolved. What I do is I do research that goes back to the 90s, the 80s, the 70s. You want to learn about the Constitution? Don't look up anything that was written in the last 4 or 5 years. Look at stuff that was written in the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s. It's quite amazing. It really is. The first political party, or the first one, the one they talk about. Thomas Jefferson was vice president, I believe, for John Adams. I flunked history. I flunked everything when I was in school. I never paid attention. I was always drawing pictures and playing beats on the desk and whatever. But I've recently learned John Adams, he and Jefferson despised each other for years. Jefferson was on the Democratic Republican Party. But through evolution, there became this two-party system. So it was all convoluted. And yeah, things changed. I guess the Democrats were the racists first, and then somehow it flipped. Yeah, it's interesting, But I just think, we need to embrace change, and we need to embrace evolution of ideas, because they don't play classical. Again, I remember I talked the other day about how big the Grove Dictionary, the music dictionary, right? American music takes up that much of one book, and the dictionary's this big. Or it's an encyclopedia. It's a series of books of music, world music. All this stuff already happened. It's gone. There's no more possibilities. They used them all. But what we came up with here in this country, simple blues and jazz and country and the Celtic music from Ireland, and the, believe it or not, the pentatonic African melodies and pentatonic Native American, pentatonic, Asian melodies. That's where your innovation is. So music is still evolving. Now music is evolving in the fact that people are, yeah, I'm looking at Billy. Yes, love is human nature, right? And so, unfortunately, when you put love first, then you think about the peace era, love and peace, and no peace, love, and not war, and blah blah. You know, yeah. Then you think of all the communes and all the love fests and all the communes, communist, right? I mean, oh, okay. So yeah, love goes with that. And so I guess since that's love, well then everything else is on the other side. But no, love is a human thing. It really is. And insecurity seems to breed contempt in many ways. But when we're open and we can say, I love you, like, you guys are family. It was Bulldog Mom's birthday yesterday, and the other night we sang happy birthday. You guys were just like, it's like, wow, what a cool thing, because I'm in an empty room right now. Dog and the cat aren't even here. Pop's sleeping. Christine's watching Rachel. So. But yeah, so right now we have this love fest going right now, and it's great. I just love being here, and people ask me, well, how come Dovydas isn't playing with you guys as much? Man, doesn't he care about that? No, he's got a goal, and I love playing with him, and I guess we're real close to family, to being family, and so yeah, that's how we are when we play together. Sammy, Alan, Joe, Johnny Barker, Jack, we all have this love thing. There's no competition. We're all on the same team. Because if we just care about each other, everything gets better for everybody. Even if you don't directly benefit from, right, like Dovydas is directly benefiting from quite a bit, I indirectly benefit from his success. So I do everything I can to promote what he does. And, and someday, I don't know when that day is going to be, but someday we'll do a band live stream someday. But it'll be the day when we have a production team that can guarantee that the audio and video quality are just as good as if they were produced. So basically, we've got to be as good as they are at the Grammy Awards, or the Academy Awards when they do the stuff live. But it's coming. Innovation, technology. I mean, when we do this stuff here, I do my mix by ear without listening, because I get used to seeing the lights flicker when someone's singing, playing, or talking, and so I can tell if a signal's too hot. Back in the 80s, I used to have my mixing board, and everyone, they would say, if the red light comes on, you're too loud. No, I had my mixing board set where if the green light was on constantly, it was too much gain. And I used to do my sound checks with a voltage meter and those lights in 1984, 85. Had the best sounding band. I could do the sound check that way and then just turn the system on, we start playing. So yeah, that's what goes into the audio when I'm doing this. I love looking at knobs. So yeah, but anyway, innovation comes through your adaptation to innovation. So when something innovates, something new comes out, how well do you adapt to it, and then what can you do? A Shar adapts to innovation really fast. and we are so blessed to have him, as our I mean, he's our editor, moderator, um, and right, and you're growing from this. This is a growth experience. Dawn is, gosh, man, she is so, well, I don't know. I mean, the power of her ideas and her ability to, be in relationships with multitudes of people is just amazing, And in the beginning, when we started working together, um, Don's like, well, I'm doing this stuff, and but Ashar, he's like doing the same thing. I said, yeah, let him go. He's faster because he's going to school. He's in the college. Yeah, let him go. Let him do what he does. I said, you've got all the experience of your ideas and your experience, right? Experience comes as we get older. That's all. That's simple. Experience comes through action. And so all of us are getting experience doing many things, right? Let's see, BJ, Blackjack, he has experience in many things. And can't wait to, I mean, we will be seeing each other in the future. I mean, we're going to have a big old hug fest. I don't know when, but it's going to happen. And I can't wait, yeah, we just got to get it done, get all this stuff done, Billy, thank you, man. Gonna take your dog out to pee-pee and then, oh, okay, oh, you're still here, cool. But yeah, man, I mean, all I can tell you is everybody in America is exercising their rights to do what we do, and and when you see the amount of people that are dying, yeah, it's most likely a real number, most likely, even though people want to not believe it is. It's just I lost 4 or 5 close musical friends between 2004 and last year. And I've lost 16 in the last year. So it's not a coincidence, So, but anyway, I just want everybody to just stay safe. And remember, we have the absolute right not to care, as we do have the right to care. And so next time someone wants you to put a mask on, my sister Ann, she's just miserable because they're making them put the masks on where they live, in Delaware. They have to walk out of the house, got to put a mask on. Florida, even though there's people that aren't wearing masks, there's a lot of people that respect each other down here, and we're on our own. Governor gave us a choice: mask up or die. Right? So he gives us, here's the news, right? You can hang yourself, or you can, wear a mask. It's up to you. He gave us that right to do it, and all I have to do is stay away from the beach, especially now. And and the variants are now finally starting to affect younger people. It's honed in. It took care of us people that have various medical conditions, and now it's going after the healthy ones. So anyway, I love y'all. You guys are, you've done so much for my, existence right now. I mean, I'm literally thinking about turning certain gigs down that, where they don't want to pay me enough, and just tell them, well, tell you what, I'll come and work for free if I can do a live stream. This is once we get Super Chat going. But you have to follow my game plan. You got to let me engage the audience online and in your venue. my show, you know, if that's what you want. If you think I'm just not worth paying, you know, because the for some reason the musician is the $100 a night guy. That's the way we've been for almost the whole time I've been playing, even though the first time I made 100 was New Year's 1976. My dad was telling me, you know, Joe, they didn't pay too much. When I was playing for your grandfather, he only paid me $18. I said, when was that? And he goes, 1955. I said, no kidding. So was that a lot? I said, no, that was about the going rate. I said, cool. Well, in Boston, all the gigs are like $100 now, 100 and a quarter. $18 in 1955 with inflation will buy what $250 will buy today. So when we were getting $100 in 1990 or 87, 88, that was really good. I was making $2,000 a month, 25,000 a year playing music and living on the beach. You know, now, you know, you can't, not even with 4 roommates, you can live on the beach. So, yeah, it's very, very interesting. $100 is like the eternal thing. You know, when minimum wage goes to 15, I can just live stream and get a job as a Walmart greeter. All they have to do is hire me, and I will make for an 8-hour shift, $140. They put taxes out, and I'll get benefits and you know, discounts. So, and then I can just come home and do this. I don't have to play music out anymore because, you know, it won't pay enough. Yeah, it's the sad thing. But I just have a feeling somehow there's going to be a bleed over, and we will take technology because of COVID. Technology is going to follow us into the clubs, and we will be doing Venmo tips. We will be doing PayPal tips for requests. And people are doing it now. There's barcodes up on stage. So it's really cool. I'm really excited for the future and the fact that we will be playing in a venue, in a stadium someday with Dovydas. All right? But it's okay if we don't, because we've got you guys. Okay, we've got our stadium right here. And here, Microsoft is talking to buy Discord for $10 million. That's all? Wow. Sorry for wait, 2,000, oh, well, really, my thing says, I'm sorry, I just noticed something says 20, it says we've got, let's see, I'm looking at subs. It says 2,030 something. Oh, all right, well, that's good. Congratulations. We've hit 2,040, I guess. Yeah, Lionel just came in the room with Christine. Anyway, but yeah, again, I just love having you all. It's really neat to be able to thank you for letting me talk. See, I try to say things that are kind of factual. You know, again, I just try to give you all ideas. You know, I mean, what we've been hearing the last 5 years that has gotten us feeling the way we feel right now. Let's take a step back and let's start. Look back 20 years, and see what history, you know, existed back then. And it's, you know, it'll just make us, you know, kind of forget about all these emotions that have popped up in the last couple of years. You know, so that's the big thing. You know, we just got to let it all go and just start having a good time again. And as the let's see. Have fun engaging, making a request, maybe even learning and sharing. All right. Be excellent to each other. All right? Where did that come from? What movie was that in? Be excellent to each other. Who said that, and from what movie was it? No, not real. Where did we get it from? All right, here's the cool thing. Being excellent to each other is it's like it makes so much sense. And it came, I think this guy even wrote it, even though it was in a movie and it was a line he said, but George Carlin said that in Bill and Ted's Great Adventure. And and when he said it, I just have a feeling it was he thought of it because that's logic. If we're excellent to each other, nothing else matters. You know, if we love one another, really, nothing else matters. Doesn't matter. In Asia, it does not matter who is right and who is wrong. It doesn't matter to me if my neighbor is right or wrong. I wish the best for him or her. That's the way they think over there. In this country, no. We want to see our neighbors succeed because we don't want the neighborhood to go down. It'll affect the value of our real estate. So different motives. But being excellent to each other is a really cool thing. But the one thing that I would say, I mean, listen, George Carlin was very, very anti-government. Oh, man. But he was anti-government in a very logical way. Listen to it, his stuff. I mean, you'll have to like shut it off and turn and just like go, whoa. But yeah, he was definitely anti the way it is, but for change. You know, so remember, you know, sometimes the way things are, yeah, it's not always the best. The way things were, yeah, sometimes not always the best because this happened. LGBTQ didn't exist 30 years ago. You know, I remember when AIDS first started. I remember the thing, there's a song that Video Killed the Radio Star. There was a song in the 80s. DUI checkpoints killed live gigs. That's what ended it for a while. That's why the 80s and the 90s, you know, were so good. Because they didn't have DUI checkpoints. And, I mean, you could just, you know, I'd get out of work, stop by the package store, you know, open 24 hours. Of course, we still have it down here. But anyway, so eventually, though, by being excellent to each other and being positive, we, as a society, will move on. And we will turn the page. And when, let's say there's a booster shot we all get every year, and we're used to it, and you have to wear masks sometimes. One thing that we're going to be doing is we're definitely going to party on dude, okay? That was, right? Party on dude, right? So it all goes together. So, teach them to read everything. There you go. Teach them to question everything. Billy the Kid, yeah, man, exactly. Yeah, I mean, something else too that is happening, and it's happening kind of like cancer. Do you notice who's visiting me? Yes, you can see him, yay. Hi, buddy. Somebody loves me. He actually wants cookies. Anyway, the one key thing that seems to be happening more and more all the time is people are getting educated. 1,000 years ago, how many people had college degrees? Not many. 100 years ago, how many people had college degrees? Not as many. Right now, college degrees are on the rise, and the smarter people are, the more the truth is out, the more the facts are out, and also the, the facts seem to be fueled as part of the truth. And, it's kind of sounds like a BS thing, but facts and truth are kind of the same thing. So if something actually did happen, then let's teach it. Right? And let's take all the myths that were taught to us in the last 100 or so years, or 200 or 300 years. Let's bring them all to the forefront. Let's all understand them, and let's move on. The thing that really woke me up to it literally it dimmed it made my flag a little dingy. In 1910, there was an ad in the Washington Post for Americans who wanted to go to the Philippines and kill any male over 10 years old. It didn't say that. It said, we need men to fight in the Philippines. And so that was, they wouldn't do that today, right? So things changed right after that, World War I, and then for some reason America started to give a damn about the rest of the world, because we realized, the government or somebody in power realized that if we get in everyone else's business, maybe we can bring everyone together, get us all on the same page, get rid of the fascists. Mussolini, he was a fascist. Hitler, I don't know what he was. Was he a fascist, or was he just Hitler? So but again, there's so many of them that keep popping up, and they're not nice people. They seem to need power, and they will do anything it takes, say anything to do it. Anyway, how stupid the average person is, and then realize that half of them are stupider than that. Yeah. Bill and Ted. Yep. Yeah. Bulldog Mom's in the house. Yeah. So I just try to keep my eyes open to stuff that was written 2,000 years ago. It was written. It is. It exists. It's the Word. And with the Word goes faith. So some of us, most of us, have faith. This country is loaded with faith. And I have faith. And I just believe what I want to believe, though. Because I only listen to what I want to listen to. Right? Not everyone likes to listen to this kind of music. Right? Some people like to listen to that kind of music. Dovydas decided, I love the hip-hop beat. But there's no drugs or killing or murders or sex or whatever in his hip-hop songs, right? Because that's not real. Amish whip's real. Going into Chipotle and maybe just sneaking a little lemonade, when you get in that water, that's real, right? No one has to die. No one has to go to jail. Yeah, it's just just a way to make my water taste better, right? And taking advice from happy hour stars. Yeah, those happy hour stars make good money. They really do. And right now, Steve Harvey's out. I don't know if he was talking about Steve Harvey, but Steve Harvey plays happy hours and nighttime gigs, and he has sponsors. Guy's brilliant, But he was taking advice from him. Yeah, definitely, absolutely. And that's what you got to do. to survive. So we all got to work together. And anyway, Rita went to bed already. All right, good night, Rita. Anyway, it was just bad, yeah. So yeah, anyway, so we just gotta listen to the facts. And if you hear a fact, go online and look for stuff that was posted 20 years ago on the fact. Forget about anything that was written in the last 6 months or year, whatever. Expect it to be BS. Okay? And you want a good conspiracy movie, conspiracy theory, watch the thing, not Galileo, Da Vinci Code. Watch that. It was written with logic. And then look at, when the Constitution was written. Oh, and my favorite thing is the fact that there was somewhere between 6,700 and 25,000 people killed in the American Revolution over a 7-year period, or a 6-year period. I forget how long it was, but this country was started off from ideals and ideas from just a handful of people, small handful. I mean, 30 people, 40 people. It's like an Amway thing. You build a group, it just keeps getting bigger. But it was an experiment, and it evolved. And so here we are. I'm staring at this rectangular thing, and I'm looking at a recording of myself, and I'm seeing this chat line here, and it's awesome. Yeah, my Navy service. Yeah. I could have been a SEAL, but no, I was in the band. I had to play all the funerals, not all funerals, but I played lots of memorial services and retirement services. Got to hear a lot of hero stories, and learn about people when they retire. So anyway, all right. Well, listen, I am gonna get to bed, and because I have to get up early and get my tooth worked on. It's funny, I've talked myself out of pain. It was actually the ibuprofen, but anyway, you guys have a wonderful night, and remember, let's see, tomorrow we're not here. Christine, Pop, and I are going to see Camelot, and Nick is playing in that. But if we'll see. We might be ready to play. You never know, right? So, but there's a possibility we might be on late, kind of like tonight. Oh my gosh, look at what time it is. Yeah, you might see us at 10:30 or something like that for a short set, if we're all feeling right. And yeah, I hope my tooth's better though. Anyway, you all have a good night. Good night, Dawn. Ashar, I'm talking to you guys, but I'm staring at this. So we got Shank, thank you, Don, Ashar, Isaiah, Billy the Kid, man. Thank you, man. Thank you. You are excellent too. And Bulldog Mom, yep, yeah, my sister. It's nice having brothers and sisters. You gotta just. My dad lived by this. Turn the page, and love each other. That's what we do, right? I love my sisters, and they love me, no matter what. And let's see, Rita, and froze my fridge, and there's other people that are just watching, looking at me, going, "What the heck's he talking about?" And Holly's Hobby House. Wait, where is Holly's Hobby House? I gotta find that. Let's see. Well, I don't know, I'll go into my thing and find out. And also, I need to start subscribing to you guys' channels. So what I want you to do, if you want me to subscribe to your channel, either send me an email, please. I know it sounds stupid, but just send me an email on JoeBrunoBass@gmail.com. That's my email. to this, to YouTube, and or send me a message in Discord, and eventually I'll read it. Just I'm trying to figure it out. All right, I'm at 68% right now. Yeah, I've been stuck in that 65% area for a long time. But anyway, again, thank you very much for everyone being here, and yeah, I guess that's everybody. All right, well, and remember, I'm Joe, the registered Republican, who just wants everything to be. Let's respect each other, and let's all have the best, be the best that we can be, and just let's deal with this in strength, and let's be strong, and let's get through this, and we'll be here, and who knows where we're going to go. All I know is we're going to get better and better and better, and someday when Google opens again, I'll be able to get Super Chat. All right, anyway, good night, y'all. Thank you. Oh, party on, dudes.